Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike at Filmboy24, and we're back at it, once again. Found film, roll number 25. It's hard to believe we've done 25 episodes now of this found film series, where we find an old roll of film from somewhere, anywhere, that was exposed many years ago. We process it, we scan it, and we show it if we get results. And we got results from this old Kodachrome sound film. That's right, we did get results from this very old roll, well, medium old, it depends on what your definition of old is, roll of Kodachrome K-40 Super 8 sound film. This roll hails from, this is where I purchased it from, earlier last year, from New London, Wisconsin. So, was a little bit apprehensive about, messing with Kodachrome again, since I don't always have the greatest luck with Kodachrome, but dove in head first. I actually paired it with a roll of Ektachrome, and I processed two at once in this tank. And I'll get into that in 1 minute, but before I do, a couple of quick updates. Super excited about, I don't know if you can see it, it might be a little far off the screen, but I just obtained, whoa, everyone settle down, another 25 rolls from a particular lot of fully exposed, they're all exposed, Ektachrome, the old 160 Type A and Type G film. Now this is all silent. This hails from Mississauga, Canada. I believe that's in Ontario. And it did come with the couple of rolls that fell on the floor here. A couple rolls of Kodachrome K-40 as well. We'll see what happens with that. But I will add all of that at some point, or at least some of it, to the lineup, to the found film lineup here coming up soon, so we can see what we have. Now, I will say that there was a fully exposed roll that was included in this particular lot. Let me show you a very quick clip of what was on that exposed roll, so maybe we get some idea of what might be on the unexposed rolls, and here it is. So I don't know. I don't know if this has anything to do with that you just saw, but I guess we'll find out. Stay tuned also, as you know, starting February 20th through the 26th, I will be doing my 7 and 7 series. We're going to take 7 rolls of film, and we're going to process, scan, and showcase one roll, found film, every day for 7 days. That starts February 20th. I did the lineup the other day. Now, I will say the lineup may change a little bit. I don't know, but I'll let you know as we get into it. So we'll see what happens exactly from there. As of right now, it's staying the same. If you're interested in seeing that lineup, I'll put a little video up here somewhere, up in this corner there, where you can look back and you'll be able to see the lineup. It was in my last video. A couple other very quick updates. I dug out an old camera. I've had this for over a year now, and I know some of you will be very familiar with them. I am not overly familiar, but I've always wanted to just play around with Single 8, which is essentially Super 8, but it was Japan's version of Super 8. I hope I'm right. I believe I am. But I picked up a Fujica Single 8. This is the Z2 camera. Very basic. There's no batteries in it right now, but it does run. It actually has a roll of film inside it. There was a roll in it when I bought it. I have no idea what's on it. It says Fuji Color RT50. I'm probably going to just blast that out real quick and see if there's any chance we can get any images out of that. I don't know how much of it was already shot. I'm very, very unfamiliar with these cameras and with this format. Now I did, or was, able to pick up about 20 rolls, old rolls of Fujipan, which is, I believe, a black and white film. I have R50 and R200. We're going to play around with these and see if we can get images, and I won't tell you how much I paid for all 20 rolls. Okay, I will. I paid $5. Anyway, we'll see what happens once we get into that. Okay, on to the main event. Now, again, I was a little bit nervous about attempting this Kodachrome, and I don't want to say nervous, I was a little apprehensive because I don't typically get really good results out of previously exposed Kodachrome. Now, if you find a newer pack, and when I say newer, I mean something that expired or processed by date sometime in the late 90s or the 2000s, and you shoot it yourself, or even if it's found film, most of the time you can get reasonable images out of it. So on a whim the other day, I put a roll of Kodachrome 160 in my Lomo UPB-1A. If you want to learn more about what this is, or how to load it, and how to use it, I've done a couple videos on this tank, but if you want to learn more, I'll put a video up there. I'll put a link to the video up there. I know I get sidetracked real easy, and I probably bothers some people, but it's just the way I'm. Whoa, what's that? Just kidding. That's me. So, in fact, I don't even remember where I was at. Yeah, I put a roll of Kodachrome 160, an old roll of 160 in this tank, and then I decided, you know what? I got a lot of Kodachrome found film. I'm going to put a roll in there with my Kodachrome 160 just to see what happens. And I did, and I have to tell you, the results on this were actually better than my 160. Now, the 160 wasn't quite as good because it was filmed indoors. And you're going to see the results of that one before too long as well. That was a cameraman Mike one. So that's what we're going to showcase today. We're going to showcase this roll, which I think came out relatively well. The audio came out well. And I'm excited about it. Now, the one thing I want to touch on really quick before we show the film, I'm starting to have a little less and less time as time goes on to do the amount of research that I probably should or would like to do as it relates to maybe finding people within these films. So what I'm asking is, and I know there's a couple of people out there that are really good at digging, that have the time, and I really don't. So if you can, dig around a little bit. This particular film, as you'll see, actually has some first names. There's some last names. The images aren't too bad. So point them to the video. If you're able to reach out to anybody that maybe you recognize, or you know the name, or you find the name, or we'll get into more of that in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, let me show you a very quick montage of my particular process for this kind of film. It's my canned montage. You've seen it 25 times now, or 24. If you don't like it, if you've seen it too many times, just fast forward through it. It's 60 seconds long. But here it is. I use photo flow at the end now, not dish soap, although it works relatively well. Here's the montage. Yep, that's how I do it. And one more thing before we get to the film, I think I've done a roll of this already. As of this taping, I'm not quite sure. If I have, I'll put it somewhere. I'll show a little clip of it. If you don't see a clip right here, it's because I didn't do a roll, but I believe I did. So if we have a clip, I'll show a quick clip, but without much more of, here's the film.
This is Christmas Day, December 25th, 1983, at Grandma and Grandpa Romanesco's house. We were here for dinner. We have here, Grandma is looking at Lori, and Craig is sitting on Grandpa's lap. He's opening his present from Grandma and Grandpa Schumacher. We have Gary and Melissa over there looking at their candle from Grandma and Grandpa Schumacher. And we have Grandma looking at the Christmas tree, and we have me, and my husband Keith, and we have Grandma here. She's passing out her Christmas presents for everybody.
Laurie, you want to come and give this to Daddy? Jingle bells, sing like you're on TV now. Ricky will be over by our place. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride. Sing jingle bells. Oh.
Claire.
You sing so quiet.
You sing for us, Lori?
Say Merry Christmas. Lori, don't.
Just like that Coca-Cola right there.
For fuck's sake. Give her credit.
Thank you.
That's all right. Give her.
You was born on it.
Hey, good. He had a little sleep.
Yeah.
He just ain't quite woken up yet.
Are you singing?
Uh-oh.
All right. Are you singing?
Jingle bell. What song do you know that out of your mouth?
I don't know how to sing.
Little section by the table.
You gonna do it now? Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Now it should come a little easier.
Yeah, you got
Silverfish, silverfish.
He's more interested in the other stuff. You're going to help Craig there a little bit, don't you?
Huh? Interesting? Huh? Look at that. Huh? Right here. Right here. Look at that. Here, look at that. Uh-oh. See that? Look at here what he got, Lori. Hmm?
I always should say it now, but it's a cold weather for now.
Yeah,
It
what
wasn't
do you
summer.
want, huh? Hmm? Huh?
Get over here.
Yeah, here. Okay.
I'm pretty happy with the results. In fact, I'm quite happy with the results because I just don't get great results with Kodachrome. Horizontal lines, yes, there's some shots that kind of almost look like it's raining inside the house, but I don't know if that was from the original camera that did that or the fact that it's been inside this cartridge for just over 38 years, because we know that was Christmas of 1983. So I don't know why those vertical lines are in there. It was something I did or it's something they did. Probably something I did. May have been when I was cleaning it or washing it or I don't know. Anyway, I'm very happy with the results. What's this, you say? Well, for those young folks out there, if you're under the age of 30, 35, this is what we used to have to use if you wanted audio on your videos. This is a standard, this came with a lot of movie cameras back in the day. It's just a basic microphone with a tiny little plug on the end. And it had usually a pretty lengthy cable. As you could see, they were kind of, you could pass the microphone around. You either used one of these if you wanted sound on film, because this is sound striped film, or the higher end cameras or some cameras would have like these kind of microphones. They would mount to the top of your camera. We had these, and they were shotgun sort of mics. You could leave them in the way it is right now, or you could extend them out just like that. I don't know if you can see that yet. The same with this one. This is my Canon for the 1014 XLSs, but this one extended quite far. Woo! Bad this isn't in 3D. So essentially that's what you had to work with back in the 70s and 80s when you were shooting film and you wanted audio. That's why in a lot of these films you'll see people passing around. I'm doing a big transfer job for a lady now, and they're passing around the microphone around the room and people will talk into the camera. Anyway, enough about that. We have a Christmas party, and there's grandmas and grandpas, and there's the Schumachers and the Romanescas, I believe is how they pronounce it. We have little Lori on the microphone, who is likely in her early 40s now. So somebody in that video is still around, and I think somebody in that video might want to see that film. I should say film. Well, it's a video. It's a video of a film. So if you do recognize anybody in there or you want to do a little bit of research, make sure you point somebody to this video or share this video, and let's see if others can help, maybe dig up some information on who these people are, because nothing would tickle me more, well, than a feather, but than to find out who these people are and get them to the rightful owners. Now, I think I may have one more roll of this. This was not a big batch, so I might have one more roll. I might not. I'll have to double check. If I do, I'll do that one relatively soon so we can get it out there. If I don't, then, well, hopefully we can figure it out. The last thing I want to say, I'm ecstatic about the number of subscribers that I've gotten in less than a year and a half. I'm over 1,500. That means it's worth it for me. I mean, it was worth it when I got to 400 or 500, but now it really means that, you know, people do want to see this. I know I'm a goofball, and I enjoy that, and that's my life, and maybe that's why my wife's with me. I don't know. But if you are new to this channel, I primarily work in motion picture film. I do take a lot of film photos. I love 35 millimeter, but I primarily focus on motion picture film. And I sort of like to bring people back a little bit, and hopefully they get into it and enjoy it. There are a lot of young people that are watching my channel now, I can see on the back end, which I'm ecstatic about. Because the more young people we can get involved in film, I don't know, Kodak, keep going. You know, maybe we can get more film stocks. I'd love to have a Super 8, a 250D in Super 8. I love 50D, it's my favorite. I love a 250D. But if you like videos like this, I want you to do me a huge favor. And there it is. Tap the like button for me. If you feel like this is the kind of content that you want to see in the future, or you want to see it again and again and again, see the picture on the screen right now? That's what I want you to do. Subscribe and leave me a comment down there in the, in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of the video. And until the very next time that I see each and every single one of you stunning human beings, I'll see all of you on the very next goofy go-around.